Chapter 7. The brightest light in the darkest place. Believing just one more time was the only option I had. How can God make a way out of no way if you haven't been in a no way situation? Very often we ask God to make a way, and soon after we prayed, we get in the way in the effort to try to make it happen ourselves. I've been guilty of trying to make it happen on many occasions. Does God, all-knowing, all-powerful, really need our help? He is God all by himself. Sometimes it is best that we just be still, let go, and let God. Once I applied my affirmations daily, the perception of this disaster began to change. My way of thinking soon transformed, and I saw clearly the resources that were right in front of me the entire time. When I was still, I started to see the possibilities in the impossible. I became enlightened over the very things that were stifling my success. Wow, I thought to myself in amazement. My friends, I know that it may seem impossible, as if you'll never catch a break with tragedy. Day after day drama, bills, and problems keep coming your way. Everything's stacking up so high that they become your mountains. How do I know? Because it wasn't long ago that I too found myself in that dark place. Speak to your mountains and they will move. For words are vibrations. Vibrations is energy. Energy is power. Therefore, the words that you speak carry more power than we really give credit to. It is the light, the power in our words that will brighten the darkest places. Giving up is no longer an option for you, my friend. Regardless of how awful the situation is that you are in right now, or how young or how old you may be, there is always opportunity to turn that situation completely around. With a 10-minute decision, we have the power to alter any outcome of a situation when we decide to make an alternative choice. When we decide to believe just one more time, miraculous things happen. What changes when a person has made up their mind to make a decision that will alter the negative outcome of their situation to a positive one? Here is what happens. When they finish having a pity party, they got up, they knew they had done it before, and because they knew it had been done before, there was a new belief about this barrier that was once unreachable. Nowhere around you may look anything like success. When you shift how you look at the situation around you, it is your faith that interprets the surroundings and alters your perception of what was once unfavorable situation. The glass that was once half empty is now half full. You might say, Desiree, it's not possible. I'm finished. I can't do it. I've surrendered. I've faced rejection again and again, and I've tried over and over again. There is no such thing as success. Success is only for a small class of people. I'm throwing in the towel. Yes, things do happen in life that you can never anticipate. And many times when those things happen, you want to give up. Trials will offer you a justifiable reason to give up. But giving up is not an option. Just like the lady with the mustard seed, there is someone out there in the world who is depending on your faith to persevere through the most difficult obstacles. There is someone in the world who is depending on you not to give up making the vaccine for cancer. There is someone who is depending on you not to give up to create the prosthetic limb. There is someone who is depending on your faith not to give up on starting that small business that will employ millions. What if Martin Luther King Jr. had given up during his fight for equality? What if George Washington Carver was so tired that he chose to give up while producing more than 300 products from the peanut? What if Oprah Winfrey allowed her fear to hinder her from going to the audition for The Color Purple? What if President Obama doubted that he would ever become president? What if Steve Jobs never fought his way through depression after his own friends took the very thing that he had worked hard for so diligently? What if Henry Ford gave up when his neighbors taunted him as he engineered his truck in the garage? What if they all, and so many more, decided to give up while facing some of the life's most difficult barriers? But they didn't. They all persevered because, in one form or another, we are all depending on their faith. Guess what, ladies and gentlemen? That's what we have to do with our dreams, our goals, our visions. You cannot give up. The tiny seed knew that in order to grow, it needed to be dropped in dirt, covered in darkness, and struggled to reach the light. You have to go through in order to see the light. There is some child, some teenager, some parent, some family out there who needs you to shake off the pain, to shake off the fear, to shake off the doubt, and get back into the fight. My friend, pick up that towel and use it to wipe the sweat off your face. In spite of how I felt facing rejection after rejection, in spite of how horrible things may have looked, in spite of what others may have said, I found a place within myself where nothing is impossible. With my mustard seed in my hand, I kept going, thinking, knowing, and believing that it was possible. I continued to see by faith, and not where I am now, but where I one day will be. I've decided that I could no longer sit back in the dark place and allow myself to be comfortable or complacent with poverty, pity, or mental imprisonment. Defeat is merely a state of mind. The first thing that I had to do was imagine the possibilities. I was so tired of going through disappointment after disappointment that I made up my mind to imagine so intensely that my imaginations created my new reality instead of hardships with a criminal background. These affirmations that I had spoken daily, words are vibrations, vibrations is energy, energy is powerful, affirmed my imagination to overcome limitations with a criminal background. I got up believing and knowing in my heart that it is possible. We as humans have something that no other animal has, and it is called imagination. Your imagination allows you to see it before it actually is. I need you to see yourself becoming the person that you want to be. You have to live as if it already is. Block the whole world out. Put on some music, some classical music on. Go to the library and block the whole world out. The problem that some of you may have is that you are living in the past and you are living in the present. You continue to talk about the mistakes, talking about your past, talking about your trials, and I want you to know that everybody who has ever been great has had an obstacle that they had to overcome, a barrier they had to climb. There is no individual that has ever reached success who didn't have to go through an obstacle. I need you to go into your future every single day and imagine what you're going to become. Imagine what you're going to be and who you are becoming. So you have to use your imagination, and your imagination has to take you beyond the pain. Your imagination has to take you beyond the trouble. Your imagination has to take you to the next level. You have to see yourself there long before it happens. Muhammad Ali once said, "I knew that I was great before I was." You must embrace faith. I had to believe that the things that I see years from now, 5 years from now, one day, that very idea, passion, dream is going to be successful. When I was bullied in school, I could have quit. There were many days that I thought about committing suicide. But I said to myself, Desiree, just keep imagining, keep creating, keep believing, keep seeing what you're going to become. You know what I've discovered? When you're working towards your dream, your goals, sometimes there will be no one around to encourage you to keep going. Nowhere around you do you see anything that looks like success. When there is no evidence around you, when you have pain in your life, when you are tired and feel like giving up, you have to clench tight around your faith and believe just one more time. Like David in the book of Psalms, you have to encourage yourself. You have to believe that although it is not happening right now, that if you keep pressing, if you keep pushing, that one day the doors are going to open for you and what you imagine will become your reality. But your dreams will never manifest if you give up. If you quit now, you will never have the opportunity to see your dreams become your reality. While you're on your journey towards a successful future, if it may be on your own way to college, promotion on your job, starting a new business, even getting married, understand that there will be some people that are so unhappy with themselves that they will say, mock, and do heartless things to remove your focus and get you off track. Whatever you do, my friend, after you encounter these meaningless comments, do not belittle your gifts to satisfy their unconscious insecurities. Never allow those who are not on track get you sidetracked from God's original plan for your destiny. Do not allow the distractions to distract you from stepping into your greater. There is a scene in a movie, Life After, starring Will Smith. And in this scene, Will Smith's character says something that stuck with me. He said, "You must realize that fear is not real. It is a product of thoughts that you create. Do not misunderstand me. Danger is very real, but fear is a choice." You see, when you embrace faith, fear automatically becomes a non-existence. The fear of failure, this might not work, attitude, or the fear of succeeding. What if it works? I might not be able to handle it. Faith is what eliminates fear. Have you ever wondered why God references a tiny mustard seed to faith? What some may not know is that the very tiny mustard seed grows into a tree that is about 20 feet high. It has a root system that overtakes everything in its way. If there are weeds, trees, or any other plants, the root system will engulf that very thing until it's no more. This particular root system is very much parallel to faith. Once you've decided to cultivate your faith, walk in faith, talk in faith, to believe just one more time, immediately you will see how your faith has overtaken the doubt that was once there, overtaken the worry that was once there, overtaken every obstacle that was once unreachable. Cultivate and nurture your faith so well that those fears will no longer stifle you from reaping the 20 feet harvest that you've been longing for. Decide to see with your inner sight and not your outer sight. When you make up in your mind to no longer allow those very things to hold you back, when you get so tired of going through your situation over and over again, the decision to stand will push you into the greatness that you have had all along. You will no longer see things from your outer sight, but now see things from your inner sight. No longer will you see the glass half empty, but half full. No longer will you see things upside down, but right side up. Why? Because you see every situation that you have faced from here and until forever and more through the eyes of faith and not from the vision of fear. I want you to get into a place in your life where every mistake you've made, every setback you have encountered, every obstacle that you haven't overcome, every barrier you have not climbed, and embrace it. If you have failed a class, lost a job, started a business and it doesn't work, do not stop. Trust me, don't quit. Get back up and try again. Hold on to your dream. Hold on so tight unto the imagination of what you want to become until you become it. If you want to hear more about the Desiree Lee story, please visit Amazon.com and search the Desiree Lee story, Inmate 1142980. If you want inspiration or hear audio of affirmations, please visit us at dleeinspires.com. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and connect with us on social media on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at D Lee Inspires.